This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good looking friends. I must admit, the royal family plays the game better than anyone I've ever seen. This change, in so many subtle ways, was completely savage. I took the time to go through this today, and I realized that this was not such a simple task as just removing one line on the website. Back in December of 2023, Barkjack's inside sources had said that there were edits to H&M section that were planned as part of major royal family website update to coincide with other updates that they were making. And they specifically said that their prominence to be lessened in a subtle way and rolled into overall changes in the new year. So here's what I think happened. I think the palace had informed Meghan and Harry that they were going to be making these changes to the website, and it prompted Meghan and Harry to create this faux royal looking new website at sussex.com to now roll over the traffic that would be coming from that website onto here. I do believe that they knew about this for a while, and the saturation in the media recently of Meghan and Harry in this stupid website was to, in my opinion, cling on to the last remnants of being attached to this royal family. So when you look at the coloring, you look at Meghan's shield that she put up of that choking bird. We also have the links to Meghan's humanitarian work, and even hysterical to see that this is how she opened up her own bio. What really was a slap in the face to these two is how reduced they made this couple be on the website. And I'm going to go through now the things that are so subtle but so incredibly savage that I am sure this is making Harry crazy and, really causing Meghan to have a meltdown because they really gave it to her. Let's begin with stating the obvious. Now they are below Prince Andrew, and they don't even get their own pages. They're now combined into one. I think the big win that we all wanted to see was this paragraph changed, as it was misleading. It was giving indication that Harry was still working for the firm, and I'm glad that they took the step to change it. It had to have burned Harry to see that the sentence, which the other bio had started out with, was acknowledging that he was fifth in line to the throne. On this bio or one-sheeter that they put together, nowhere does it state Harry's position in the line of succession. Was that intentional? Maybe. Could that be a sign of something to come? Anything's possible. Officially, Harry's still listed, but you actually have to dig to find this list on the royal website, as opposed to seeing other members where it's just readily available on their bios. That's got a sting, as well as now being referred to as the Duke instead of Prince Harry, a name that we all used to know and love. That was part of his brand. The Duke doesn't necessarily have that star power anymore. Another major burn that I see that they took out against Prince Harry was completely axing all his accomplishments and his bio. Prior to Meghan, his whole entire life was the institution. That's who he was. And for the palace to remove all of that, remove all the things that he did prior to meeting Meghan, as well as the awards given by the Queen, is a pretty big slap in the face, in my humble opinion, considering he is the son of the king. It almost feels like he's been disowned by removing all of this information. For Meghan, they made her look like a complete fool. Remember, Meghan, initially when she started dating Prince Harry and she did the wild about Harry, she was furious that they didn't talk more about her philanthropy and being a feminist. Here, the monarchy is essentially saying that all Meghan really is just an actress who managed a blog and is trying to influence. I mean, it really is comical how they did give her the platform. They did talk about her philanthropy in her prior bio. They wiped that all down. If that wasn't a slap in the face, I don't know what else to tell you. But I'm sure Meghan is livid about seeing that because she is really trying to assert herself as some global leader and someone for the young women to look up to as a faux feminist. I mean, it really is comical. And I think the palace did an excellent job in subtly letting people know that this woman is a fraud. I'm glad that they delegitimized her as a feminist or humanitarian because prior to this revamp, The palace had supported all the lies that she had told by propping her up and publishing all the accomplishments or the perceived accomplishments that she wanted people to think that showed her in this light. They completely wiped that away with this short blurb and then giving the link to their Sussex.con website, to which then it states Meghan's glowing review of herself as a fomentarian, a feminist. I mean, they just made her look that much more ridiculous and stupid. I am sure Meghan is livid that the palace didn't validate her in the manner that she expected to be validated as this fomentarian feminist. And that now has affected her brand, because you don't have the palace saying that this woman is a humanitarian or thoughtful of others and being selfless in doing daily service to the people. No, she doesn't deserve that. Aside from sticking it to Meghan there, the other place where they stuck it to Meghan was with Lily and Archie. Prior to this revamp, Archie had his own page, and it also was very clear about his position in the line of succession. It also had the famous picture with the Queen. Well, now there is no mention of him being anywhere in the line of succession, only on the list of the line of succession, which you have to dig for, but also they removed the photo of the Queen. I think it says something. It definitely shows that the institution doesn't see these children connected to this family, especially when you have other photos of the late monarch with her great-grandchildren. They decide to remove this one, so there's no trace of photograph connecting these kids to this family. I think that's a big deal, and I'm sure Meghan is livid, especially since she didn't get the money shot with the two Lilibets together. I'm sure that we're going to probably see this photo pop up on the Sussex.con website, because this is a major blow, in my opinion. The one important thing that I found from this updated statement that they made here is that it says that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have stepped back as working members of the royal family, as opposed to prior, it said that they stepped back as senior members of the royal family. It didn't say working. So the way that I looked at that originally was that they stepped back as senior members, but they were still working royals, but in a minor capacity. This clarifies everything. They're no longer working with this firm, and the palace has made their point. And finally, to add insult to injury, the palace made it very clear to show that there is zero association between Sussex.con and the other royal websites. So as you can see here, leaving out Sussex.con gives a clear indication and separation of association with anything the Harkles have to do. In fact, they're like, here, you can go check out whatever they're doing. We have no association with that, because if they did, then they would have put it up in this corner. And I think that that was intentional. Instead of saying we want nothing to do with you and wipe you completely off the website, we're going to put you over here and you can't come back and say that we were racist. Even though they overplayed that card and it's not going to work anymore, I think by not completely removing them from the website lessens Meghan's revenge and retaliation. Oh, sure, there's definitely going to be retaliation, but not to the extreme that I think it would have been had they completely wiped them off and disowned them. I think what the palace did was extremely strategic, measured, calculated. I mean, they sure played a good game here in what they did. And people can't come back and say, oh, well, they did this out of spite. Nope, they did what was fair. You could learn a lot from the palace and the way that they move. You can now see why this would have taken a while to think through. It wasn't such a simple process to just quickly remove the line. I mean, there's a lot that went into updating the website, clearly, in choosing the right words, rewriting Meghan's little bio, as well as making decisions around, well, do we take away all of Prince Harry's accomplishments? Like, do we keep it in? Like, those are discussions that I'm sure were held internally to say, well, how is this going to be seen upon the public, the masses? Are we going to look like this? You know, how's it going to be received? It's a lot when you think about it. And I think that they did a great job in really sticking it to these two because it does blow up their whole I'm going to create a royal family here in the United States and set up shop, but still be tied to the British royal family. Nope, 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 nope. Palace has made it very clear that there's no association. I think it's a major step in the right direction. Now we got to talk about what are they doing about those invisible children? Are they going to remain in the line of succession or are they expecting us to just forget about them? I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous. I mean, with this whole Kate Gate and people wanting to know where she's at, why are people not questioning where are Archie and Lilibet? Maybe that's next on the list. We'll just have to wait and see. But what do you guys think? Do you see the perspective that I'm coming from? Initially, when I saw this, I was like, why didn't they just wipe them off the website? But when you look deeper into this and you really think about it and understand that the monarchy plays the long game, I mean, they're playing chess as Meghan and Harry playing checkers, in my humble opinion. There is always a reason for why they do what they do. Or at least that's what I would like to think. Can't imagine that Megsy baby is smarter than this institution that's been around for over hundreds of years. I'm sure she'll try, though, as she never learns. Share your thoughts below. As always, I will be back with more content, but until then, please be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!
You're such a fraud.